Hi, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Derek. And we are moving to Shenzhen, China in 4 months. Oh my gosh.
4 months.
We decided to apply to an international school. We had wanted to do that for the longest time. We assumed the application process and the hiring process would be what we've experienced in the past. I mean, we've been on both sides of the table. You've done a lot more than I have as far as hiring people, but we've hired people and we've been hired. And we assumed this process would be about the same.
Yeah.
Not so much. Our experience was very different than what we expected. We put in our profile to ISS and Search Associates. Those are the two big recruiting companies.
But there's also one called Shoal.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
I just read about that one. I think a lot of people use that one as well, but...
Interesting. So we put our profiles on those, went active, and, well, okay, first I applied for 3 different positions. I applied for a position in Abu Dhabi. I applied
Only because you wanted to say Abu Dhabi. That was it.
I wanted to say I worked in
Abu
Dhabi.
You didn't even know where Abu
Dhabi.
You didn't even know where Abu Dhabi was. You just liked the name.
Okay, I knew where it was.
All right.
Anyway, and another one in Spain, and then another one in, was it India? I think it was India.
Yep.
Didn't get a single call. First round, they said, thanks for coming out. But then I got an email from this one school system in China asking if I was interested in having a screening interview. Sure, why not? So we did the screening interview.
Wait, who did the screening?
I did the screening interview, you're right.
I didn't get reached out. I just want that on the record. He got reached out. He did the screening interview.
But during the screening interview, of course, I had to talk about Kelly, and they were like, "Oh, well, we want to talk to her too." So they immediately set up a screening interview with Kelly. We went down the process. There were 2 screening interviews each. Then we interviewed with the head of the system.
Why are you yelling?
Why am I yelling?
I don't know. You're yelling in my ear.
See, I get excited and I yell.
I know.
Then we interviewed with the head of the system, each of us. And we each had 2 interviews with the head of the system. They then set up interviews with multiple team members. I had 7 of the team member interviews, and you had...
I only had like 3 because obviously that's all it took.
Then we had interviews with the...
Did you get that? I was being funny.
I know, you are funny. I missed it. Then we had the interview with the system head and a board member. They did 5 reference checks on each of us. Mm-hmm. And then we were offered jobs, sent contracts, and here we are.
Yeah, it went really, really fast.
Well, it was a total of about 2 months, the whole process. It felt like it went fast because there were so many processes.
No, but I also wasn't really sure what to expect, so I didn't really think about it through the whole process.
I will say well, we're going to get to the advice part towards the end, but this was not, we're finding now that this was not the typical process. You found out a lot more about what the typical process would entail.
Right. So I am a little more on the...
oh, wait, what? A personality?
A little bit.
Look back at our last video. A personality? Oh.
A little bit. And so I did so much research. I mean, social media-ish. I mean, I was on Reddit and Facebook. I mean, wherever there's a social media thing, I was on it. Because I was a little nervous. I thought it went a little too fast, a little too easy, and
we were told by one of the, so when you go with ISS and Search Associates, more ISS, I believe.
I think you just interrupted me, but go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna let you finish, but I wanted to throw this in. You get like a person who you can email back and forth with, who will answer your questions. And through this whole process, I was reaching out to them. It was Search Associates, right? Yes. And anyway, he
super nice.
Super nice. But he told us at the end of the process, he's like, okay, I've never seen that process happen the way it happened with you.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't even know where to go from there because you just kind of said it. So from what I understand, I learned a couple things. One, remember, we are going into leadership positions, not teaching positions. And because this was new to us, and we've been through interview processes, and like Derek said, we've interviewed. I've hired principals and I've hired teachers. And so I've been through that. And then I've obviously have been hired. And so to us, that just is what you do, right? You go through the thing, you apply, whatever. So the research I found is that it's atypical for outsiders, and I'm quoting that from the international world, to be able to go into leadership positions in the international school world. We wouldn't have known that. But anyway, that's what I found out. But I also, in my research, found out that it is really important. So we live in the PNW, and there are lots of, what are those beetles called that fly around everywhere? Well, because it's going to end up in a video.
I know.
What's it called?
Aren't they red? No.
Alder.
Red elders? No, elder
Bugs.
berries? No, I don't know.
They're flying things. And
Yeah.
they're everywhere. So if they fly in, that's...
And it's probably climbing on our map.
Okay. Anyway, but here's what I learned. And so this is my big advice. So whether you are applying for a teaching position or a leadership position, there's lots of competition out there, but it doesn't mean that you're not qualified. It just means you have to be patient, and you have to put your applications in and not give up, because I think for any human being, you start to get down on yourself if you're not getting those results. Yeah. Some people, some amazing people that I've read about, will go for many applications and not even get a screening interview. Yeah. So I think it's important to just say that. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that.
Okay. So I have a question for you. You ready for the question?
Okay.
What of this process surprised you the most? I know my answer, but I'm curious what your answer is.
Of the process before signing a contract process?
Or even the contract process, the whole process from beginning to end.
So I think what surprised me the most was the types of questions that I got in the interview.
Yeah.
So for example, I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to say
They were pretty, the questions I got, I was impressed with the questions.
No, I was impressed with the question.
Especially from the people who were in the positions already.
Yes.
Who were, I love the fact that they had people who were in the positions that I will be working with, interviewing me. That was very impressive to me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree. The questions were impressive. That's not really what I was going with. I just think that whether your whole career is USA based, or maybe it's in Great Britain, wherever you are in the world, if you are used to a particular system and then you are being interviewed or you're speaking to people in a whole different system, like it's different. And the questions may not be what you're used to sitting in your world. So questions that I would ask a future principal or teacher, I'm used to that, and I'm used to those questions coming back at me. So I think that was the surprise. Not that they were bad questions. I think they were great. They were just different and different priorities of what they're looking for in candidates. So
I'll tell you, the thing that surprised me the most was the breadth of the interview process. How many people were involved in the interview process?
yeah, but it's an investment
No,
on
I know.
their part.
I'm saying that impressed me, is that they took that much time, and there were so many people,
Vetting.
that took an interest in me to vet me. I mean, I thought that was very impressive.
I mean, I think they vetted you more than I vetted you to marry you.
Potentially. There is that potential, yeah. But you vetted me for 5 years. They vetted me for 2 months.
Okay.
So what advice would you have for someone who is looking at potentially going into an international school?
I already gave it.
You did. My advice would be that don't start in January expecting to start working in an international school in August. This is a process. We were very lucky in how our process went.
Yeah.
What we're finding is that it is a long process, and there's a very good chance you're not going to get hired the first try, the first year, the second year. Don't sell your house before you have a contract, right?
Right. I would like to just sell my house right
Well,
now.
we're going to try, and that's a future video, but that not next week. Anything else you would like to add?
Nope. That's it. It was fun. It was good. It was a lot, and it still hasn't quite hit my head yet. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So our next video is going to discuss how we are downsizing and that whole process, because that's been a thing. And so we'll see you then.